Hey, welcome to the show. I'm Yanni Rude.
And I'm just Terrell. You ever been out somewhere and overheard two people having crazy conversations?
Yeah, well, we are those people, and we've been having these conversations since college. Look,
Yep.
man, oh, my bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Finish my intro. Just cut me off.
I'm sorry.
It's the regular guys' Random Thoughts podcast. Random Thoughts Live, episode 7. Be sure to like, subscribe, rate, and leave a review.
Yeah, okay, so look, man. And you know what it is? It's holiday brain, right? And this is where we are. We figured, all right, let's go ahead, jump on, knock out an episode today. Definitely talk with you guys real quick because holiday weekend, but this is a weird holiday weekend. And, I mean, Juneteenth was in the middle of the week. This is weird because 4th of July is on a Thursday. Mm-hmm. I mean, some of us, got to go back to work on Friday.
And some of us got to be to work on Friday. I have to go to work on Friday.
Oh, so you got to be at work too, huh?
I will be working on Friday. Yes. You tried to get me to slip. It's not going to happen.
Okay, so knowing you have to go to work, does that mean now, because to me, it's like the holidays, especially, this is why I don't like the holidays when they're like on Mondays or even when they fall on a Sunday, because you have to go to work the next day, right? Mm-hmm. And that kind of takes away from the day you actually have off, because that day, yeah, you could go cook out and have, but boy, you dragging to work the next day.
I prefer this, like, 4th of July being on a Thursday compared to being on a Monday, because then anytime I have a Monday holiday, that Tuesday through Friday week is just something else. Mm-hmm. It's just always a mess. But you have 4th of July on Thursday. A lot of people, especially in the corporate world, they're going to take Friday off.
Right.
Anyway, some companies give them that day after off. So it's just going to be light. See if you do have to work on Friday, it's not going to be as bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, ideally, yeah, you take it, make it a 4-day weekend. You get 4.5 day weekend because you get half day the day before. And like Baby Doll said, ninjas still going barbecue. Yes, they are. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah. And maybe Monday if there's some leftovers. What you got going on this weekend?
Well, really, just Thursday, I'm going to San Antonio. My parents having something at their house, and I have an aunt and uncle that came in from New Orleans, so I want to go see them. And then I'll come back, tomorrow evening because got to work on Friday. And then I really don't have anything planned as of yet for Saturday. Right now, but Sunday morning I'm flying to LA, so I'll be in California Sunday morning for work.
It's funny because you're making that drive tomorrow morning. I'm like, all right, before the sunset, I'm out.
Well, my 8 a.m. meeting on Friday is canceled, so I'm not in a big hurry to get back, but I'm not going to do some big drinking or anything because I got to make that hour drive. But
right,
it'll be fun to go hang for the day and then come right back.
Well, that's true. It's only an hour. I keep forgetting that's only an hour for you, right?
Yeah. Well,
a lot of stuff.
Drive. It's technically an hour and a half, but I'm kind of a speeder.
The funny thing, so for me, a whole lot of stuff happening this weekend in Houston. Right? So your favorite place to go. So I'll be here working and enjoying the festivities.
Be careful.
Oh, hey, that's why when they do the fireworks, I'll be in the safety of my house because I want to be able to identify the difference between the fireworks and okay.
Yeah.
By the way, Pink Butterfly says, FYI, the AKAs will take over Dallas for the international meeting. So, which is perfect because, we're talking about dating apps. This is in-person dating apps if you decide to go to Dallas. But no, you're heading to LA. Never mind.
I'm not going to drive to Dallas to go meet somebody that flew to Dallas from, Portland.
You never know, man. You cannot restrict yourself like this, man. You cannot restrict. So here's the thing. And random thought, are dating apps worth the time? Because back in the day when we didn't have dating apps, even before Black Planet, because Black Planet was like the first real dating app for some people. So it was a great time. But you had to meet people. You had to go out, meet people, and you had to actually talk to people in person. But our dating apps were worth the time. And is there anybody in the chat who use dating apps or, are currently using dating apps? And how'd that work out? I mean, like Toya says, she met her fiance on a dating app. Yes, they can work. So see, there's hope for you, Terrell, because you're on dating apps, right?
Wait, are y'all still together? Or this previous fiance? Just follow-up question. It was a follow-up question.
See, such an interviewer.
Yeah, it's a follow-up question. Wait, are y'all still together? Or
well, she didn't say ex-fiance, so I'm assuming it's still fiance.
Well, you're right.
There's power in words and the way they're used, sir.
You're right.
So there is still hope. Look at, and you say you believe in love. So dating apps, how have they been working for you? Because I've never really used dating apps. They just weren't my thing. And I can't use them now because I'm married. My dating app is my instant message to my wife.
Oh,
hey, what you doing?
Oh, that's
the only place
so
WID works.
Yeah. So I remember when dating apps first started to kind of become a thing, and it was something that people thought was a little bit weird. Do you really want everyone to know that you're out there using dating apps and all that? And it was kind of fun when you're just looking just to randomly date. Then you had all these new apps that came out, Bumble, Tinder, I think was the first one, Bumble, Coffee Meets Bagel, Hinge, all these different ones, right? So do I think they work? Yes. Now, here's the difference. I think the difference of how they work post-pandemic compared to pre-pandemic. Because pre-pandemic, you were just out there. You'd be out and about. I think some of them would tell you how many miles someone's close to you. I think Tinder does and some of the other apps too. But you could easily be swiping, seeing who's kind of in the same venue you were, trying to meet up with people is a lot easier.
Right.
Well, then after the pandemic, a lot of people stopped going out. You had some people that got a little bit more cautious about being social with people. And so I think it's slowed down how quickly people maybe try to meet and connect now that now the pandemic's over. For the most part, people are a little slow to quickly connect with folks than they were pre-pandemic. It's just my guesstimation.
So is it because people got accustomed to being in the silos? Why they're like, okay, or they realize how crazy people are when they didn't have to be around them as much? Like,
both, both, because you're used to your silo. Now you're really selective. Who do you let in your space?
Right.
Who do you bring in to add to your piece or disrupt your piece? So I think it's a little bit of both. Now,
you asked a follow-up question to Toya, who had said she met her fiance on a dating app. Yes, they can work, is what she said, right? And you said, okay, but is that still fiance? I told you it had to be because she didn't say ex. And she says, yes, current. And then she even gave another follow-up, see? On my way to him now.
Awesome, Toya. Congratulations.
You see?
Let us know what app it was, because maybe I'm on the wrong one. I'm just... Well, here's the
Show
thing
me the
about
success rate. That's what it is, right?
Well, no, here's the thing. There's so many apps. And so if you join multiple ones, you start to see the same people on different apps. And so I'm wondering, is there an app that I don't know about? I just found out there's a blackmatch.com. Look that up. I had no idea. I was like, are you serious?
So, you haven't been on that one yet. You just found out.
I didn't sign up or anything. I just happened to come across an article and I said, there's a blackmatch.com. Did not know that.
By the way, High Vibe said, I did many years ago, as we're asking, are dating apps worth the time and trouble? She says, not worth the time. And they're not for everybody, right?
Right. Might not be for everybody.
Let's see. Melissa says, we are 9 months in. So it worked for her. She found her person. 9 months in, still going strong, right? Right, Melissa? So, yeah. There we go. It is work. It does work for some people. We've seen some success stories, but then there's also the other side of those stories. And I'm sure that means you have a few.
Me?
I'm just assuming. I'm living vicariously through you as it comes to these dating streets in 2024.
Well, the downside of it, it's you got to make sure you're not getting catfish because there's a lot of fake profiles out there. B, you gotta hope the person looks like their picture. Because that's what a lot of people, guys are bad about doing this. They have hats on because they don't want to show that they're bald. Women take pictures from all these angles, and then you see them in person. There's a lot more to them than what you saw in all the pictures. It happens all the time. Well, it happens all the time, and I think that's the two biggest issues I have with it is
no pun intended.
Lying about what you're looking like, but then also some people are terrible at communicating. Because you can match, and I think guys might match. They don't say anything, or they just say hi, and no girl wants that. Or some of the women, you message them, and just the banter back and forth is just boring, or you feel like you're having to carry the conversation. So those are the three things that you got to really watch out for. The first two are the big ones: don't get catfish, and if you only see certain angles, if he has sunglasses on in every picture, there's a problem. If he's not smiling in every picture, there's a problem. He either has a gold tooth, missing side tooth, or no teethus.
Okay, funny about that because Melissa she gave you gave three things. Melissa gave three too: hats, glasses, and no smile. Thumbs down, right? And to be fair, because I met my wife on social, right? And every picture I saw, she really wasn't smiling. And I told her, I said, boy, I hope when she shows up on this day, she doesn't show up with a gold tooth because I'm out. I just assumed. Now, here's where you can't make the assumption. And we had this conversation. I was like, okay, if she's not smiling in any pictures, any woman I've seen not smiling in any pictures means they have jacked up teeth or they have a gold tooth. Or usually when they have a gold tooth, they smile a lot. But yeah, either way, I was just like, all right. But it was neither because she's got beautiful teeth, right? So,
hey,
you rolled the dice. I tell her this.
You rolled the dice. You rolled the dice. I have also rolled the dice, snake eyes, every time. So, yeah, snake eyes every time. I craps out every time I roll the dice. So now I got to do a little bit more research, and just to be sure. But here's what's really sad about it. I think is that because what you see a lot on dating apps now is people saying that they want someone who's healed. Right, and which I think is great. If you should be healed from your past traumas, your past relationships, but the way I look at it is the people that are lying about their looks or these weird angles, they're not confident in who they are. Because if they were, they would show all their stuff. Right. I'd rather someone show all their stuff and give me the power of choice and whatever, instead of just trying to lie about it. That tells me you're not confident because you won't even show your real true self. Guys, so if
people only show shoulders up, you're like,
If I just see shoulders up, well, here's my thing. When I'm looking at, I'll tell you my deal. It's normally the headshots. It's normally neck up. Right. That's my concern. Now, sometimes depending on the person, their face will tell you if there's more that's not shown on camera. There's little things you can tell, right? But my thing is, if all your pictures are selfies, I'm thinking you don't have no friends? Not one person could take a picture of you? Not even a stranger? Hey, take a picture of this. So I do look at that.
Do you know how many pictures they take for that one picture?
I get it.
Nobody wants to sit there and take all those damn pictures for you.
All I'm saying is, if I just see every picture in their profile is only selfies, I just think you must not have any friends. And then the bathroom pictures. Ladies, stop taking pictures of yourself. You come out the stall and you think you fly? Great. Go outside of the bathroom, get someone else to take the picture and do that pose. But when I see toilet stalls in the background of a picture,
what about you see somebody else? Hey, who is that person behind you? Do you know her?
You see, I know those shoes under the stall.
Who is that? That's what I want to know. Hey, how are you? Who is that? Yeah, the bathroom. But here's what I've learned: women cannot avoid a bathroom, a full mirror. Right?
I get it. Now, another little trick that I've been doing, I really read profiles. I just don't be like, oh, she's cute, and I swipe. I really read profiles. But what I find is that, and this is just my experience on the ladies' side, the ladies that don't have a full profile or don't actually take the time to fill it out with anything, they're not really looking to date. And I would say, ladies, same for the guys. They're not putting any effort. Yeah. If you half-ass your dating effort, you're half-assing relationships.
Right.
Put some work into it if you want it to work. No one half-asses dating, and all of a sudden comes in strong when you say let's be committed, and now they step up. That doesn't happen.
So a lot of people have a lot to say about these bathroom pics. Pink Butterfly, I hate the bathroom pics. Baby Doll, yes, Terrell, bathroom pics are so old and overrated. Stop it. High Vibe says, don't forget the infamous bathroom selfies. One guy had a pic with a bonnet hanging on the shower caddy. He was bald. That was not his. That was the woman that was there the night before, or asleep in the bed while he was taking that picture to post on social and get somebody else. Tamara says the male shirtless pic in the mirror is a huge turnoff. And she likes to tweet, says, a man with a urinal behind him is so unattractive.
Yeah. I think what I might do next time I come across somebody that has that bathroom pic, I'm going to comment on it. Nice pic. Number 1 or number 2?
Or like, hey, did you get that toilet tissue off your off your shoe before you made it back out the bathroom?
Oh, damn it. I knocked my camera down.
See, that's what you get. For being nasty, that's what you get. And by the way, High Vibe says the guy with the shower cap, hey, it probably belonged to his wife. Yeah, that's, people don't look for what's in the background, right? And that's where the things you have to be aware of sometimes is like, what's behind you? People take pictures in their bedroom and people are like, ugh. Or do videos on social, like, at least clean your room first, right? like, wait, what? What happened here? But look, so some of these other comments that came in before, right? Like, she likes to tweet, also said this earlier. It says, I think it's safe to say the social experiment of dating via swipes and likes is officially a failure, especially in DF Dub. Now, I'm not going to ask you to speak to the DF Dub, but do you think that experiment, in your opinion, because you've been on the dating apps, is it officially a failure, or is it there are failures but some successes too?
Here's what I think, and I'm just going to be honest. I don't think it's a failure. It's a tool, right? Now, it's how you use the tool. And again, if you half-ass, and I'm not saying that she does this, but if you half-ass setting up your profile, that could be why you're not getting the likes. The other thing is what is on your profile, because I look at some of these pictures, I'm like, ladies, you don't have friends that you could have showed this to and say, hey, what do you think? Because some of these pictures, like, maybe it's your pictures. And I've even said this to guys. I've had my guy friends show me their deal, and I'm like, why would you have that one? That looks stupid, or whatever. But maybe you got to have somebody look at it. But the actual the ability to meet and date people from your living room without having to go to bars and clubs, it's not a fail. But I just think how people are using it. And I think there's algorithms in it. And maybe some people feel like they should get more matches than what they should. I know there's a group that, this kind of men's group on social media that I follow. They're talking about that, about dating apps. And it's pretty hilarious, some of the stuff they're saying. But a lot of them are kind of whiny. I've been doing all this, nothing's working. And I'm like, well, look at your pictures. That could be why. Look at that. Look at you with the shirt off in the bathroom. No girl wants that.
Now, it's funny you should say that, because Eric Lee says, I ain't gonna lie, I had a bathroom selfie on my profile.
I like how he said had.
H-A-D. I just
what?
pulled it down as we were speaking. Now, here's Zoe said, some black people seem so adverse to dating apps, right? And it feels like sometimes some people have like, oh, well, is something wrong with you because you're on it? At least that was the initial part. Has that stigma gone already? Is that now gone?
I can't speak to that because I haven't come across any black people that said that they don't want to be on apps. Now I have come across people that said I did get on an app and I was on there for a week. It was just too much. It was overwhelming. I had too many messages. And my response to that was, it must suck for you to have all these guys that want to get to know you based on your profile. That must be awful. How
terrible.
do you deal? How do you deal with that?
What's wrong with them?
Goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, starving children in Ethiopia, I get it. But you and all the people interested in you have it bad. So I haven't heard black people say they don't want to really get on it. But I did hear that a lot of the dating apps and the traditional dating apps, Hinge, Bumble, Match, a lot of black women were saying they weren't having a good success rate, but it's because the algorithm wasn't really bringing their pictures up. There was an article that I read. I was trying to find it. There's an article I read about this a week or two ago that a lot of black women felt like they weren't getting visibility.
And they said if we just switched to white, that all of a sudden black men just started popping up in there.
Right.
The women are going to blame the black man for that. But see, that's why, because he didn't have black as what he desired.
Okay, so here's what's funny. I live in Austin.
Uh-huh.
So first time I got on the app, I said, okay, black only. Mm-hmm. And then it was like 10 people. Like, you're done with your
it's
swipes.
Austin. Are you serious?
Yeah, it's like you're done with the swipes.
Outside of the college?
Yeah. So then I said, okay, let me open up my distance and said, hey, I'm open to people in San Antonio, Houston, Dallas. And that did help open it up. Now, here's the thing that I ran into.
Houston and Dallas.
It did. But here's what I ran into. Some of the black women that I connected with, they were cool with the fact that I was in Austin. They were cool with the fact that I was open to distance. Majority of them are very religious. And so they would ask me, well, what's your relationship with God? I'm like, well, I don't. And that's not my thing, but I'm okay. And they're like, well, I'm sorry. I want someone that, go to church, we can pray together. Totally get that. I see more of that on black women's profiles than I do on non-black women's profiles.
So a lot more on the religious side is what you say.
Right.
It's because they don't want them devils around. That's all.
Well, but maybe they're saved because some of the ones I saw, 3 kids, 2 different dads. You dealt with devils before, and they went to church with you. It didn't make a difference. So that's fine.
They said, "Oh God," didn't mean they went to church. Okay. She likes to says a lot of what's left is the ones nobody wants. So many married, STD having criminal records to sift through. DL ninjas. Whoo, child, it's too much.
Goodness.
Damn. What app are you on that everybody else needs to avoid? You must be on the Source Awards app.
You see it on the Cellmates or Roommate app. That's what
the BT Awards 2024 app.
That sounds like Source Awards app, more like it.
Holy crap. By the way, Tamara says, because you were asking earlier what apps are people on as well too, right? Tamara said, I met my person on a Facebook tennis group. Almost 3 years now. A lot of people try to connect through Instagram and social media. And you know what? That's a common interest, right?
Yeah.
Great place, because at least you know something y'all can do together. And hopefully you were able to whoop his ass over and over again on that tennis court.
I think, social groups like that are great. I know some people that started hiking groups, and you just get a chance to meet some strangers. You got the people that go to walk dogs at the adoption facilities. I know people who've met their partner because they would always walk dogs on Saturdays, and that's how they just started a conversation. Next thing you know, little chemistry and romance kicked up. I think that's a great idea. And what's great about that is you're not swiping. You're just interacting with people right in front of you.
Right. And that common interest does help. Gina says, Match.com, 18 years in. Now, my question, I'm going to get my HR Terrell on. As was said earlier, it's the HR and Terrell to ask these questions. You said, Match.com, Gina, 18 years in. In the relationship or in Match.com? Because you might want to get out. You might want to get out. I'm just saying. It may not be working.
I'm betting she means 18 years in the relationship, not 18 years on Match.
I'm just asking to be sure. I don't want to assume. You know what happens when you assume. So, I'm just asking. Now, where was the one? This one I thought was a good one. Pink Butterfly said, my brother, the Kappa, uses LinkedIn as his dating app. He knows she is employed.
Yeah, but what I've heard from women is that's not the place because that's their professional site. And so many women complain about guys sliding in their DMs.
Right.
And especially as so many people are open to work, they're thinking this is a networking opportunity to maybe help find a job, or this is a networking opportunity to maybe do some business with someone. And all it is this dude wants to holler. So I've discouraged guys from using LinkedIn as the new Match.com because The women hate it, and I think it's very disrespectful just to be like, "Hey, you're cute." Some of these women are really professional. They've done amazing things and amazing accomplishments. That's not the place to try to hit them up.
High Vibe disagrees. She says your brother might be onto something. I've never heard that before, and probably the good reason why you haven't heard it before is I think if I go on LinkedIn, I see people posting political opinions. How do I hide that person? See somebody posting anything that's not job related. It's like, why? Because that's not what this app is for. That's what you have IG for, right? But I get it. She looks good in a power suit. I get it.
Well, a lot of those LinkedIn pictures are old. I've worked with people and I see their LinkedIn like, what? No,
who that?
That's not you.
The good ones where you catch people on their Zoom. Toya C says we met on Tinder of all places. Now remember, she's going to her fiance.
Yeah.
So on Tinder of all places, it doesn't matter where. Sometimes.
It doesn't matter. Even the app that everybody thinks is bad nowadays compared to all the other ones, because when Tinder came out, it was everybody was on. But I say if it works, it works.
You see, I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name so I don't mess it up. But I'm going to say K5 says that's why my LinkedIn is in hibernation, because obviously people have been doing what you said, diving into DMs, sliding in there, trying to get, trying to holler, right? She likes to tweet, says I'm in a few. Are we dating the same guy groups? The mess runs the gamut across all dating apps. So it's not just one over the other.
I've snuck into a couple of those groups just out of curiosity to see
what
they talk about. No. But then also there's don't date her groups.
Yeah.
And where guys are doing the exact same thing, where they put a picture, girls post picture up and don't date her because I'm not a fan of either one of those.
I was about to,
if you got, you got. She got you. He got you. Move on. You don't need to plaster everybody over the internet. Let it go.
There are a lot of bitter betties in those, and in both groups.
Right.
On the male and female side, a lot of bitter betties. I know people. There's somebody out there for you who would have nothing good to say about the time they spent with you, while the other, how many ever, would have nothing but great things to say.
Right.
So, I hate those. By the way, Gina did answer, says that 18 years in, it was in the relationship, so you were correct. And we were assuming that.
Yeah.
But we wanted to be
sure. Just to clarify. Just if we didn't ask, because when this goes live on YouTube and people watch this, Monday, they might be thinking to themselves, 18 years on Match?
It might be time to get NWX says, I was super fortunate. I found a wonderful guy on Our Time. You ever heard of that one?
I believe I have.
She said, I had been on eHarmony and Match for over 18 months. Found my guy after less than 1 month on Our Time. I wonder if they have, because they got Match.com, they got BlackMatch.com. Do they have a CP Time? I'm just asking.
No. It'd be
I'm just asking.
It'd be the same. That BLK Mobile. Is anybody on the BLK Mobile app?
Just
or had
you.
any success with the BLK Mobile app? I was. That one's awful. That one is awful.
Wait till you get on Black Match. You go see, damn, it's the same thing. Gotcha.
Yeah.
We just rebranded.
Yeah. No, that one is awful.
Okay, so you've talked about it. You said it's not always been good. Like, what's gone wrong in these? Like, anybody that recently that you matched with and then things just went left?
I haven't had any experiences where it went left, so I haven't had a bad experience. I did have a couple that were funny. So this one person, we matched. I think she lived in San Antonio, and I think she was a teacher. And so I'm messaging during the daytime. So I'm trying to message, and her responses were really short. And so I felt like but she's still responding. So I'm thinking, if she's busy, why are you responding? Why not just respond when you're free? And so I just, after the third or fourth time, I'm just asking questions, trying to get to know her. I said, are you at work right now? And she goes, yeah. I was like, okay, well, why don't you message me when you get off? And that way you can have some more things to say, because I feel like I'm carrying the conversation. She unmatched me.
And I bet you it was that last line. I bet it was,
I keep it real. I keep it real, right? I don't have time for all that.
She's like,
so
mother.
Then this other one, and this one went against my normal principles because she's from Louisiana, and you've heard me say I normally don't date people from Louisiana. So she lives in like downtown Austin, and we were messaging back and forth for like maybe a week. I mean, like 5 days, to the point that I said, well, hey, would you like to talk sometime? Here's my number if you like to chat or text. Because I think after a while, you just get tired of messaging back and forth in the app. As soon as I did that, unmatched. She unmatched me. So
that's wild, though. That just because here's the thing about that. Women say they want to talk, right? Like they want men to talk, to ask questions, to have a conversation. Can a man carry on a conversation except just tweeting WYD, BRB, I'm coming over? But it's like, in that sense, and all you're doing is trying to find out more. Let's actually have a conversation, right. And they cut you off. So apparently women just don't know what they want, is what you're saying.
Well, but here's the other thing. This is my advice for the ladies is, if someone asks you a question, ask them back the same question. Because what a lot of the women do, if it's, hey, High Vibe, so I'm really glad that we connected on Hinge or whatever the app is. How was your weekend? And High Vibe comes back, it was fine, pretty low key. Okay. Well, High Vibe, here's what I did for the weekend. I went skydiving. I did this. What about you? Is there anything that, what do you like to do for fun? Just kind of chill, hang out, comedy clubs. And that's it. So it's boring. So if a guy is trying to ask you some stuff, you can even ask them the same question back. It's easier. What about you? You can say at the end of every sentence, what about you?
And I just want to point out that he's, because High Vibes catching strays right here. It wasn't actually High Vibe that joined that conversation.
No, it wasn't. I just saw her there, and I was like, hey, High Vibe. And I just used that as an example. High Vibe is not on the dating app.
Because she posted right here. So
yeah. I just saw her name there, and I was like, I know, High Vibe's been in the channel for a while, so I figured she wouldn't mind. So no disrespect, High Vibe.
Catching
Sorry
strays.
about that.
Like, damn. She's like, I ask questions. She likes to tweet. Says, so Terrell, which app are you on? Asking for a friend. To which Tehu says, what app are you on, Terrell? Asking for she likes to tweet and a friend.
So originally, when I first started to dip my toes back into the dating pool after my last relationship, I got on the Facebook dating app. And the Facebook dating app functionality is trash. But what I like about it is you can see that people are connected to maybe some of your friends.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty cool. So I did that one. And then, again, the functionality is crap. A lot of the pictures are awful. So then I said, all right, let me go to the real one. So I got on Hinge. And then I also got on the BLK app because I noticed I didn't see a lot of black women on some of these other ones, or at least ones I would be interested in. There's a lot of black women on them, but they look like they can fight. I didn't want that. So I went on the BLK app figuring. And here's what's funny. On the BLK app, you see all races on there. So it just doesn't really matter. So I was on those three. I got off the BLK app and Hinge and Facebook dating app.
Okay, so Hinge, Facebook, all that. Cool. Eric said this. I started to feel that some of these profiles were bots. Have you come across that? Because I was watching, what documentary was that? It was a dating, the Ashley Madison documentary. And they admitted they put bots up there, or even not just bots, but they were responding.
Yeah.
You ever feel like that?
Yeah. But you got, again, this is why you got to really read the profiles, because a lot of the bots, their pictures are too perfect. These are all supermodels. You can't tell me. It's not like a 300-pound bot girl on there talking to people. It's all these, supermodel folks, because you got to have that to get the guys to spend the money. Right. Then they don't really have a lot of detail in their deal. It's like, what is something you order for the table? Fries. That's it. Whatever. It's just something basic. There's nothing about them that sticks out. Nothing about their profile says they live in the same city that they're claiming to live in. But it takes a lot of work. But yes, there are bots.
No, indeed. It's one of those things that but there's a lot of work to sift through it at times. Like you said, ask specific questions and see. Even though AI is getting better, they understand how to answer these questions now.
Yeah.
That was the weird one when one of the women who was a dancer had men just coming up bringing her roses backstage and like, oh, it's so good to finally meet you in person. Says, I don't know you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I was like,
that.
what's going on here? This reminds me of some TV show or something. Jay Blake says, to your point, I'm not with all the texting. Please, let's talk.
Right. Let's talk. Ladies, there are free apps that you can create a fake phone number. And they won't have your real phone number. Because you got a lot of ladies say, I don't want to give out my number. Don't. Use a fake number until you feel comfortable. Then say, hey, look, now that we've been talking for 3 weeks, let me give you my real phone number.
You know, because here's the thing. Because there was a time when you could give out a fake phone number before, right? And people would just take the number like, because I remember I did this as a prank on the air in Charleston before. Like, hey, ladies, you ever go out and you're tired of guys asking you for your number? Call me. I got the solution for you. And they called, and I gave them the number. And what I did, I had somebody leave just a generic message. Hey, I can't answer the phone right now. Just really generic, right? Leave a message. I'll call you back. And then the next week, I played those voicemails.
That's messed up.
that was. But the problem is nowadays when people do that, when they ask for the phone number, they either text you and look to see that you got it, or call and say, all right, now you got my number, right? So you're right with that other number, that fake number. Even though with Google it will tell you it's a Google number, you give them that number, they call it will ring. So there's that.
Well, I'm just saying, there's ways. There's ways to be able to do it. But I agree with Jay Blake. I don't want to keep texting all day, every day. At some point, we should actually talk. And plus, I feel like if I talk to you for a little bit, I can tell we're going to have fun in person compared to not normally. I roll the dice.
By the way, just to the whole thing of the bots, Tamara said, yeah, she saw an ad hiring to chat on a dating site, but they would not mention which one. You just needed to have the gift of gab.
And it's sad. I get it. It's capitalism. They're trying to make their money. But what's sad is that there's some lonely dude on that other side that thinks that there's hope, that they're actually connecting with somebody. I don't think it's good to play with people's emotions like that.
True. And by the way, Ebony says they're hip to the fake numbers. Dang. Yeah. Ain't that. I do not.
It'll show up as it shows up like you have an Android. Maybe that's it. They're like, oh, this came up in green. No.
Yeah, reject somebody because what kind of phone do you have? Then maybe that's what you need to put in your profile. That's the question. One of the first questions. What kind of phone do you have? Android?
I matched with somebody
Unmatched.
who said that. Because
Really?
when we exchanged numbers, she goes, look, I'll be honest, I have an Android. It's not a big deal to me, but apparently it's a problem to others because I've had guys, once they got my number and saw the green, they weren't interested and they unmatched me. I said, that really happened? So for some people, that's a thing.
Wow. The pettiness. One day we got to do about those petty deal breakers. We'll have to do a Random Thoughts Live on that, on these petty deal breakers. Well, look. We see it works for some people. It doesn't work for others. We've seen Tinder work for Toya. Met her fiance. We've seen the 9 months. We've seen 18 years in
18
on
years.
Match.com. That's bravo. So it does work for some people. We've seen and heard your stories of that didn't work. The quick unmatch because you just asked to talk. All right, well, maybe she just asked to go over. They might have been like, okay, that might have been better. But variety of ways. Look, we still have 90-day UK, which we're gonna do a poll the next time we do this and see if we still want to do this. We're gonna let you decide because we don't like to quit, but damn.
Yeah, this 90-Day Fiancé UK is just awful. It's awful. I almost want the Never Ever Mets. There was more to talk about with the Never Ever Mets.
You would say this.
90-Day Fiancé UK. Oh my goodness! It's just, as they say on the show, it's bloody awful. It's bloody awful.
That's funny because I told you would end up saying this. But look, one of the things that I did get Terrell to kind of somewhat commit to is Pop the Balloon or Find Love episode 14. So if you do us a favor, while you're in here, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when we go live, which I think says you're flying out this weekend, but we'll probably do like maybe a little earlier Saturday. So do us a favor. Subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. You'll find out when we do.
Exactly. That's all we got.
Hey, I'm Yanni Rude.
And I'm Just Terrell.
Make sure you follow us at Yanni Rude, at Just Terrell, and at RGRT Pod. The RGRT Pod, the new IG. I'm sorry.
Correct. Send us some of your random thoughts, some of the bullshit from the internet. We'll talk about it on a regular show.
It's the Regular Guys Random Thoughts Podcast. Cheers.
Cheers.